Alrighty, looks like we're up and going. How's it going, everybody? September 29th, going into September 30th tomorrow. I've got a couple trade reviews here today. Flat day on my end. Didn't really amount to much, but worth reviewing and going over nonetheless. Felt like a decent day of opportunity and just not a ton was working out, but is what it is. Quantums actually had a pullback today. Wow. Crazy. So yeah, as far as trades today, two names on my end. NUAI from the watch list yesterday. Got what I was looking for, and it just didn't really play out how I expected. Gap to gap to gap. We get this big top wick and a gap up into prior day's resistance. I do think I probably could have cut this earlier with my comparison to AIRE. Its pops were failing off of VWAP, and that was a lot different to how this one was acting, where every time it pulled, it got absorbed. I was just in the boat where I felt like prior day's high risk, which was this 250s level right through here. I felt like it was far enough away that even if this didn't break down today, it was an inside day and could have broken down tomorrow. So I was a bit torn. Obviously, in hindsight, I wish I just took it off and let it be. But what I did was I put a starter on in pre and was looking for pops up into the 220s. Reacted to that shove and set a stop at prior day's highs. Got swiped out and basically I set the top, which was just lovely. A chat room came in and bought it over here. And all through here, this was just a steady buyer. You can see linear, kept filling on the offers. So I felt like a buyer was walking it up and filling on the ask, but nothing confirmed that just yet. Every prior dip held. This prior dip was the first one that actually got tested. So there was nobody underwater up here, even on a clear out. Volume wasn't super elevated. But now that we broke down under these 240s and broke down below this linear trend, in addition to a chat room getting long there in the 240s, I felt like it was worth putting some on. So I shorted versus high day risk. We got that hard crack. I start leaning lower highs versus this bounce high. Add move risk down to those 240s. And by the time this thing is rolling over in the 210s, I mean, how many times does this thing come back with this kind of price action after it squeezes everybody out and then bags everybody from the morning? This is just a super high odds spot that it shouldn't come back. And it did. So I closed it out closer to the market close, and unfortunately lost 2R on this, and then was a flat trade on this one. So is what it is. And then D-Fly was the other one that I basically made 2R on this one, so they canceled each other out. Currently overnight this one. I loved this little flush into the close, but this grind back is not my favorite. So flat on the position into the close. We did get oh gosh, you can't see the bar. Gap to gap to gap, blowout through prior day's highs, close below its open, nice red doji candle. So I felt like once it was below the breakout level here in the 67s, everybody who was long had no reason to continue to hold it. And pops versus that 67 level were of interest. So I was using all those pops to lean into. Started working really nicely. We flushed out into close, but by that point, or half an hour to market close, I felt like it was reasonable to look for a swing on something like that. So the trade off the open, we got the push, pull, hard crack, lower highs, and I stopped out. I'm not. I think proper risk that really matters is this prior high. I did move risk to this bounce high once I added here. Whether that was the right move or not, I'm not sure. But stopped out of that one, took a loss, took a 1R loss, and then we got this fail here under the 70s, leaned into it, bouncing ball set up through lows, and then covered into the speed up. Tried some once more, and it held, so I moved on. They gave me some ammo to re-hit it into close. So, unfortunately, would have been a green day had I not already taken this loss on it this morning, but it wasn't really a needle mover day anyways. So, D-Fly, see if I start off with a good day or a bad day going into market open tomorrow. I'm thinking this has room down to 50, 52 area. So we will see. Other than that, we've got Navini. This daily here is continuing to hold up. Not going to take it off radar. Probably want to see it build for more than a couple minutes over those 150s. You can see it's wicked through it a couple times and just can't hold. So if it can hold over those 150s, might get some legs higher. This one here fizzling out, but still holding up near its highs. DVLT has had a good history of these T+1s. Puts in a day, consolidates for a couple days, boom. Consolidates for a day, boom. Runs for 2 days, consolidates for a day, and see if we get another boom. Basically speaking. It's quite a bit further off its highs, not consolidating over VWAP, but it's pretty close. And see if we get that 130s trigger. NUAI, I've tried this over and over again, where we get the week open, we get the opening range lows, we get the gap into the prior day, and what hasn't happened is that red move. So I think that's going to have to be the spot that I look for, is a red trigger on that, so I stop chopping myself up on it. D-Fly, we went over. CDLX, week open and came back into the end of the day. Nice little daily wick. Tilray and YCBD, some nice big weed runners. No real plans on them. Tilray did have a breakout on the daily over this 155s, but just not a huge percent gainer. I don't think it was really worth putting much money at risk on it. So I'm thinking main watches are going to remain the same in Nue and D-Fly. And I think I'll probably just keep it at that. I like the way this one trades. It's fairly trendy. Nice thick offers and bids. Can throw back and forth some decent shares. And now it's up from 30 cents to 80. So we will see. But that's all I really had in mind for today. So if there's anything else you guys want to touch on quickly, otherwise we can wrap it up short and sweet. Not a whole lot else on watch for me. Yeah, you betcha. Not a problem. I'll give it a couple minutes here before I pop off, but that's about it. Alrighty, guys, sounds good. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys in Investors Underground tomorrow. Peace.